All right, we're in.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, everyone, to the Rink Rat Report podcast, another Dog Days of Summer episode, meaning another draft, as always, joined by Jason.
How's it going, guys? Excited for this one. This draft is actually, I was
It's a good one.
kind of mid on the idea at first. Then I started thinking about it. I'm like, whoa, this is going to be a lot of fun because it's kind of like, so preview the draft, but before you preview it, I'll tell everyone it's kind of like a shit sandwich, the draft that we're about to do. If you think about it, right? Think about it.
A little bit.
Right? So what draft are you
Yeah,
doing?
I think it would be like it's the equivalent. You got like two croissant buns,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like from a breakfast place, but instead of like an egg in the middle, it's a piece of shit. We had so yeah. Let's preview it. What is this shit sandwich that we're about to draft? So we're going to be drafting the ultimate Leafs team. We have to draft 12 forwards, 6 defensemen, 2 goalies from the past 20 Leafs seasons. And and the caveat is you have to draft from each season. You have to make one draft pick from each season. You can't pick a player twice. So you can't pick 2023 Austin Matthews and then go 2022 Austin Matthews, so on and so forth. Because then our roster is just going to be filled with Matthews and Marner.
Exactly.
Right? Because there's a lot of shit years filled in there. Like,
Yeah.
if you remember, after the lockout, which we get 2 pre-lockout years, which is a nice little memory lane there. But then after the lockout, it's just so garbage. You'll see, like, how many good goalies did they have? There was 20 seasons. There was how many good goalies? Oh my good Lord.
I'm
and the
curious.
funny thing is, before all of this, like it was Potvin, it was Curtis Joseph, and then like Belfour's in this for the 2 seasons he was here. But holy. Anyways, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for this one.
It's going to be a blast, and I'm actually curious to see your strategy because I've come up with some strategy. I have some names written down. I've written down the years that they played, some of their best years. I know that's going to go out the window the second we start drafting because I'm writing down the team, the player we're picking, the year we're using. And I also have a list of the years remaining I have. Am I going to use that? Probably not. I'm still going to get lost. I'm still going to mess this up. We're probably going to draft someone who's like not on the right team. So I'll keep track of my team. You'll keep track of your team. If you want me to keep track of your team, I can keep track of your team too. But yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. But so I think what we should do is we should randomize the draft order, and you're just gonna have to take my word on it because I'm not going to share my screen here. But before we do that, I want to quickly tell you guys about our sponsor over at DraftKings. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. Bet just $5 to score $150 in bonus bets instantly. We got football season around the corner. Some preseason football. If you like to bet on football, I mean, now's the perfect time. That's code THPN. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE-NEW YORK 467-369. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700 on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. In West Virginia, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly in partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in Connecticut. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire after 7 days after issuances. 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Max bet $50. 10 plus leg required for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Whew, that was a doozy. I'm a little under the weather here, so
I offer. You're getting good at that one, though.
Yeah,
it's just going to be like an old tongue twister. It's going to be like you know when like voice actors and whatever they try to warm up. It's like la 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 la. You're going to be like doing the DraftKings ad.
Exactly.
All right,
that's my warm up for the podcast every day. Every week I read that before we go on air, and then I stumble it on air. So let's randomize, I guess. What do you think? First of all, as I build time for myself to build up a randomizer on Google, would you rather be picking first or second? Because if we're going second, you get the snake, right? So,
yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to you. All right. Well, I am going to record this on my phone and send it to you after. But I'll just tell you the truth of like what it's going to be. But this is just for
proof,
like fairness reasons.
I'm not saying you're lying. I don't know.
I know. So randomized, Joe, you get first pick. I get second pick.
And I get first pick.
Yes, and I'm excited because I'm so curious who you're going to go first because I think there's a lot of names you can kind of go after here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's going to be 2022 Austin Matthews Hart Trophy, Rocket Richard. I really don't think that you can really pick anyone else. I don't care about nostalgia here. Like, when was the last time within this 20-year span there's been no other Hart trophies? So I'm going with the Hart Trophy 100,000%, and that is from my 2022 roster. Take that one off the board. You're up twice now.
I am up twice now, and listen, I penciled in that Austin Matthews, the 2022 Austin Matthews as the first overall pick, and I had two guys written in as second overall pick because as I've been doing this research, I've noticed that there's one position that is relatively thin compared to the rest of the group. Let's just say that, right? There's a couple positions that are thin, but I noticed that there is an incredibly large drop off in these guys. And I'm looking at right wingers. So I'm going to go for the 2022-23 Mitch Marner, the year he was nominated for the Selke. So we're going to get a Selke nominated right winger on our team. And I think, listen, I'm curious to think, is that the correct Mitch Marner to use? I know it sounds so weird, but is that the correct Mitch Marner to use, or would you use someone else? Or do you think it maybe like you could have picked someone else from that year?
That's an interesting one.
Right? Because he's had a lot of
points, good years. Selke, yeah. Yeah, I would say maybe even the 2021 season. He had a great season there, but fell on his face in the playoffs, unfortunately. So
we're getting the I think better this playoff Marner. So that's what I'm going with here. And the second pick, maybe this is going to be off the board, but I loved watching this guy as a kid. I was super young. He only played 3 seasons for the Leafs, 2 eligible for this little draft we're doing. And again, I noticed something. The right wing pool is kind of thin. So I'm going to take Alexander McGillney from 2002 to 2003. He had 73 games played, 33 goals, 46 assists, 79 points in 73 games. We're talking about a point per game player when that was kind of a little bit more, not unheard of, but like in the early 2000s, we saw scoring take a dip. McGillney kind of was, this might be a more common point total in today's NHL, but back then it wasn't as common. So I'm going for Alex McGillney here. What are your thoughts on that? Is that a reach?
I mean, his teammate was pretty good in 2002, 2003, but I really did like Alex McGillney. I thought that one might have flown by the wayside on you there. So that's where I was like, maybe I can slip him in. In 0203, I actually can't even find him. Oh, here he is. 15th in scoring, 79 points in 73 games. So it's not a bad one. He had a hat trick in the playoffs. I think that was the last hat trick before John Tavares.
Wow.
Was McGillney in 03. So
look at this playoff history you got building on my team. I'm building a team for the playoffs. I don't know what you're doing over here with anyways.
With Austin Matthews.
I know.
I mean, if they make it to the second round, I mean, that's such a tired joke. I'm so sick. Anyways, so now I get 2 picks. I don't even know, right?
Yeah, you get 2 picks.
So I'm just going easy, nice and easy layup there. The captain, Matt Sundin, down the middle there. The big Swede. I mean,
this is an interesting one. What year are you thinking of? This is the big one. This is what I was thinking about a lot. Is if I get Matt Sundin, what year do I take him? Right? Because there's a couple good guys in there. I don't want to give too much away. You just go.
I know you made me. I totally forgot. I was just like, yes, I got Sundin, and then I forgot I had to actually pick a season. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go 08, 09, simply because, or 07, 08, 08, 09. He was on the Canucks. You remember that cursed image? 07, 08, simply because they weren't good, but he was still good. He was still over a point a game. He still had 30 goals. I understand he didn't 32nd in Selke voting, which really means nothing. It means that some Toronto beat reporter just like tossed his name in just because.
Respect.
But it's a weaker year, right? Like I still have my pre-lockout playoff teams,
Yep.
right? And like 06, 07, I think they had a pretty good team. If they, I hate to rag on the guy, but if they had better goaltending, they probably would have made the playoffs. And like it came down to a shootout. I hate that year. Anyways, 07, 08, Matt Sundin.
I love that pick. All right. So I'm going to lock you in here. 07, 08, Matt Sundin. So 07, 08 is off the board for you.
Yep.
Who you got next?
I was just so excited to get those ones. I gotta let me pull up my list here. I'm gonna go with a little nostalgia pick. I want to go goaltending.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go 2004 Ed Belfour.
Wow.
If I were to rank the Leafs goalies out of these 20 years, I believe that he would be the best one. It's close between him and Anderson, I would say, but Ed Belfour won a series, was very good in Game 7. Anderson was present in Game 7s. He was there. Despite, even though one of the years against Boston, the last Boston year, he played phenomenal through first 6 games. Game 7, he played not that good. But yeah, 03, 04, or no. Did I make a mistake? No, 03, 04, he won a series. He beat the Senators that year. The wheels fell off the wagon after that. But yeah, he's, to me, like if I were to try to pick who's the best Leafs defenseman in this period of time, like you could say maybe Brian Leetch, but we're not really counting rentals. We can't count rent. It's tough to quantify the rentals. Or even is Brian Leetch the best? I have no idea. It's just a name that popped in my head. But to me, Belfour's the clear cut. In terms of best seasons, that's one that sticks out to me. So 2004 Ed Belfour.
Before we go on to my pick here, I just want to clarify, what was our rule that we established? I don't think we mentioned it. What's the rule we established for rentals? Did we say no go?
Yeah, like you were like, I'm gonna pick Doug Gilmour one game, and I'm like, shut up.
So they had to be, okay, let's make it.
You can pick Doug Gilmour one game. I will give you 3 minutes. Did he even get 3 minutes? Was it the first shift? But
I don't even know.
You will get Doug. You can get Doug Gilmour, but he had a shattered ankle, and it's just going to count as, I'm going to let everyone know that you show this roster to that. Yeah, 4 minutes and 51 seconds. Doug Gilmour, shattered ankle.
So the only reason why I was going to go with that was going to be my last pick, just for fun, like a fourth line center, character guy, plays 2 to 4 minutes a night. Could have been my Ryan Reeves, but
he can't.
Maybe a little different there.
You could play 2 to 4 for one night.
All right.
And that's it. He literally cannot give you more than 5 minutes.
Fair enough. I just thought I thought I was being cheeky with it. I thought it was a smart pick, but I guess the way we describe it, it's like he played one game. So like, how useful could he be for you? I think it was like 38 something that year. So not good, not good. So moving on, I'm going to go after my pick here, and I want to have some fun with this, but I don't know who I should go. I think I just got to take the low-hanging fruit here, and I got to go John Tavares. And I want to go the John Tavares season. I want to say it's 1920. Is it the 1920 season? Yes.
No,
18-19 season.
47 goals?
Yes. 47 goal season. That's what I was looking for.
Yep.
So I'm going to take John Tavares.
So that's your first center.
Tavares. Yeah, first center off.
So you've actually you've different seasons, but you've got your Marner, you've got your Tavares there.
Oh yeah, I got a good duo, and you know what? You know who would match perfectly along this? I'm part of the reason why I'm doing this little strategy I got here is because I kind of want to mess with you. I think John Tavares is was a higher pick on the board for me, and I know I said right wing was. Pardon? No. I had him below Sundin. It was like in this range. I had him around 7, 8, 9. But there's another player who I also had, but he might be I don't want to say he's a bit lower, but I think he's a bit lower because I burned one of his years. But I also want to take him away from you. And I like I said, I know this right wing pool is very thin. So I'm going to take William Nylander. I'm going back to back early Leafs just to get them away from you. You know, you're gonna have to pick some garbage in these later years. You're gonna have to pick some garbage here. So I'm gonna take William Nylander, and I believe I have, what years do I have left? So I've used 22, 23. I'm going to take William Nylander, and I believe it's going to be for the, let's call it the 21-22 season. Maybe I blundered there. I should have flipped Marner and Nylander, but 21-22 season. And yet we had 80 points in 81 games, 34 goals. I mean, great season. I'm going to take William Nylander here.
You got me looking like at all these right wingers now. Like, you've got a right wing fetish, like Fox News all night over here. My God. So you have 3 right wingers right now.
I have 3 right wingers right now, and my right wingers are going to dominate your entire team. You're going to have 4 big donuts on your right wing. Right. Listen, you got the strength down the middle, but one thing this Leafs team has had through those terrible years, and I don't want to bury the lead here, but they had some decent centers. I'll say that. They didn't have the elite level talent of Matt Sundin and Austin Matthews, but I think if you surround these centers with guys like William Nylander, guys like Alex McGillney, like, put that in my veins. Give that to me 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10. So back-to-back picks, Tavares, Nylander, the dynamic duo. Who you got next?
I'm just throwing darts at like kind of best players. Was he a best player though?
Listen, there's no right way to do it.
With forwards. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Lockout year 2013. Give me not 2013. I'm gonna go.
Lockout year's tough too, eh?
No.
Some good.
It's not. No, it's not. There's good one there. Actually, there's only one other good one. Shit. I'm conflicted between 2 years. I'm gonna go 11, 12, 37 goals. Phil Kessel.
I love that. I knew it. I knew it. That was going to be my next pick. I was going to snipe all the right wingers away from you. Yeah, I'm a right winger.
You're just going to have a weird lineup.
I'm a sicko. So I love this Kessel pick. You said 11, 12?
Yes.
11, 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. See, like that. I was those like the year before the lockout year, those 2-3 years. Those are tough teams to draft. Those are tough teams to draft off of. So I'm a fan of that pick personally. All right. Who you got on your next pick?
My next pick here. Oh, okay. I've got one for you here.
Let's hear it.
And I've got some, I hope I remember the stats too that back it up, but I'm going to go 68 points in 73 games, 19 goals. Brian McCabe.
Oh, you bugger. Right from under my nose.
Saying it out loud, I probably just should have gone. Anyways, I'm going Brian McCabe.
So here's the thing about Brian McCabe. Right shot defenseman, plays the right side, another position that the Leafs historically have been thin on. So I do not hate that pick as much as you're making it out to be. Yes, I think Caberlet had a better career than McCabe. I think that's fair to say. But again, we're drafting a team. Positional scarcity matters, right? Hence why I was going right wing. Maybe I'm playing too much into the right wing.
Maybe I'm playing too much into these garbage years because I've now drafted 06, missed the playoffs, 08, missed the playoffs, 2012, missed the playoffs. So you're up.
I'm up. Okay, so my
McCabe fast fact was that he had like 20 points in his first 19 games that year or something like that.
That's crazy.
68 and 73 is almost a point a game. Their scoring was up that year. I think Jágr beat Thornton 125 to 123 in points because he got traded midseason Thornton beat Jágr. Thornton got traded from the Bruins and just exploded and then beat Jágr 125 points. Not bad, huh?
Crazy. So
That
just
McDavid guy only got 150 this year.
just to make sure, that's the 06, 07 year, correct?
05, 06.
05, 06. Shoot, sorry about that.
Yep.
All right.
Now I got my D man.
You got a big RD right there. All right. So
Yep.
I like that one. I'm gonna follow that up. So my 2 picks were gonna be McCabe, Caberlet back to back. So you caught me on that. But I'm still going Caberlet.
Okay.
Very valuable left shot defenseman. And I'm gonna take him, not the 05. Oh, yes. No, I am going to take him the 05, 06 year. Whoopsies. I feel like that's kind of bad value because you just took a guy from the 05, 06, right? So I potentially could have. You know what? Backtrack. I'm not taking Thomas Caberlet from 05, 06. I'm taking him from 06, 07. I talked myself off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Basically, based off the logic that you cannot take anyone from 05, 06, and I have someone circled as my last overall pick, and I'm going to take him on that team. You'll see who he is shortly, but stick around and find out who he will be. But so, yes, I'm going 05, 06. Sorry, 06, 07. My brain is in a blender. 06, 07, Thomas Caberlet. So let me take 06, 07 off the board here. So I love that McCabe pick. I had McCabe 1 spot higher than Caberlet simply based off of the right D eligibility. I think that's valuable. I think the Leafs have been historically thin on right D. But I couldn't pass up Thomas Caberlet. So I'm going to lock Caberlet in. But I'm going to continue the trend of defensemen here. Maybe this is a bad idea. You know, in drafts, you usually don't want to be the last one taking the run of positions. But I'm going to go for a more recent defenseman. Again, like I said, shit sandwich. So I'm picking from the top and the bottom of the sandwich. I'm taking the 2 croissants. I'm leaving the poo-poo in the middle. I'm going to take TJ Brody. And I'm going to take him from the 2021 roster. I mean, listen, we know TJ Brody. He doesn't put up a ton of points. Played every single game that year, though, which is important. It was a shortened season with COVID, but still valuable player. 2021. I've knocked off the last 3 years on this list so far, so I am burning through these good teams. That might be beneficial for you because you can kind of hold off on those teams now.
Yeah, now I can draft Joe Thornton.
Exactly. Jason Spezza if you want, right? Like those guys, I'm not eligible to pick them anymore. So yeah, so just to close this out, obviously we know TJ Brody, the shutdown defenseman that he is. You know, we got him. I'm getting him at his youngest season. I'd argue his peak on the Leafs. Maybe that 21, 22 year was his peak, but I like that pick there. So, I mean, give me Brody 2021.
Okay. So your 2 picks were
Thomas
Caberlet,
Brody.
and Brody.
You see the vision here. You see it.
I do. I'm just trying to. And okay, so he did play left wing, even though it says only on Hockey Reference that he's listed as a right wing.
We'll give it to you.
I do have a left wing. I have an article here that says he's the odds-on favorite to play left wing with this line.
Okay.
And that line, and I'm going to be selecting from the, where are we? I got to go with the 07 team. And I'm going to go with Darcy Tucker to complete my line of Tucker, Sundin, and Kessel. I would have liked McGillney to be on that right wing there, but Tucker, Sundin, and Kessel, I feel like all in their primes, which 24 goals in 56 games that year, not bad. 28 and 74 the year before, but 24 in 06, 07, 24 and 56, not bad. I just like the chemistry of that line, even though we're not doing chemistry really.
Fair enough. I listen. We can bake in the chemistry. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. I think that's a factor because, again, we're going to treat this as if like we're plucking these guys out of, getting the time machine, plucking them out and bringing them to today, and they're playing against each other right now. So you got Darcy Tucker from 0809. That takes 0809 off the board for you. Who do you got next?
I need to go back to the defenseman position. I've got an offensive defenseman. I need to, on the fly, figure out a year for this defensive defenseman. And I'm going to go with Jake Muzzin in his first season. Can I go first season with the Leafs?
Yeah,
I actually have all the seasons. So I'll go 20. I'll go lockout year, Jake Muzzin.
Yeah, I'll allow first season too. I wouldn't be able to draft Jake Muzzin regardless. So I'll allow you to take whatever season you want. So if you want to go 2021, I'll give it to you. If you want to go,
well, he played 53 games that year. So that is
here's the thing: he's not really a deadline deal. He wasn't really a rental. Like if he was, I feel like if they were acquired with term, I feel like that's fair.
53 games plus playoffs. So
yeah, like
I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna go lockout year Jake Muzzin.
Okay.
So now I've got Austin Matthews on his own line. I've got Tucker, Sundin, Kessel. I've got Belfort and net.
Yeah, and you got Jake Muzzin, Stalwart and Brian McCabe as your 1-2. That's a good one. Here's the thing: our 1-2s on defense are going to be fun to play against. Thomas Caberlet, TJ Brody against Darcy Tucker and Jake Muzzin. That's a fun
Darcy Tucker.
Or sorry, Brian McCabe and and Jake Muzzin. So,
all right, send me your list. I messaged you, but we're just gonna bad radio it. Send me.
I'll tell you. I'll just read it right now. You got Mitch Marner,
okay,
McGillney, John Tavares.
No, so that I can keep track.
I'm keeping track. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
I would send you my spreadsheet.
These are the.
I would send you
the mind games this guy plays.
I would send it to you, but I have my picks on the spreadsheet, so I cannot send you my spreadsheet. I just simply can't. I can't. So, my pick next. All right, we got the. Oh, see, I put myself in a pickle here because there's a defenseman I want, but I don't know if I have the seasons to draft him. I don't think I have the right seasons to pick this guy, and it hurts. It personally hurts me. So I'm gonna have to pass up on it. That sucks.
What? Okay. I don't even know who it is.
You could probably figure it out. I think you could figure that out. So I'm gonna look towards the 19-20 season. Sorry, wrong season. I'm gonna look towards both. So okay, I like I just mentioned, I have 3 right wings, a center, a left defenseman, and a right defenseman. I think my centerman needs some bolstering. So I'm gonna look towards the center position for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And his best year as a Leaf was in that 16-17 season where he scored 32 goals, put up 61 points. It was the first year all those rookies came in. It was an electric year because we made the playoffs, lost, made the playoffs though. And I believe he didn't get suspended in this playoff. So I think that's kind of massive little +1 for me. I'm going to take Nazem Kadri here.
I think he took a big penalty, but he didn't get suspended. It was you remember he hit Ovechkin and Ovechkin pretended he died and then came back the next period?
Yes, I remember that, and I was very, very tilted. But I think it's important to note that he did not get suspended, which is sounds silly, but a big round of applause for him. So, bolstering up my center position, that's what I'm going to do here.
All
so,
right.
Thoughts on that pick? You like it? You don't like it?
It's a good pick. That's like right. It's a good spot to select Nazem Kadri. I'll give you that. I'll give you credit there.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate that a lot. So, going on for my next pick now. Maybe this might be a reach. Didn't score a lot of points, but he scored goals, and I value goal scoring overall. Right? He was, I believe, third on the team in points. He was third on the team with points, scored 22 goals in 64 games. Okay? And we're going to go for, listen, he wasn't young, he wasn't spry, but I think he still got the job done for the Leafs here. I'm going to go for Joe Nieuwendyk, 03-04, bolstering up that center position. Mind you, 6 goals in 9 games in the playoffs as well. So I'm taking Joe Nieuwendyk, played 1 year, and
They weren't the prettiest, but yeah, they were goals.
they scored. Hey, he scored, and I'm pretty. Yeah, he didn't get traded. He was signed. So I believe he just got hurt during the year. I don't have the memory to even remember why he missed those games, but he missed a few games. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we're taking Joe Nieuwendyk here. 03, 04. I now have 03, 04 off the board. And again, if you're listening at home, I know this is a little hard to visualize, but as you see, my years remaining, I mean, I just have those years in the middle. I don't know about you. You were kind of in the same boat here. We just have those.
I have the first year open too, and I realized when you were going through your pick, I realized I boxed myself out of like this one really good year from a player that I needed.
Oh no!
And the worst was I put another player that like didn't need to be in that year.
Interesting. The 03, 04 year.
No, 2012.
Ah, okay. Okay.
I screwed that one up. That's okay.
It's okay.
I'll have to
we adjust on the fly. This is part of the fun of the draft. This is the fun of the draft.
Exactly. And I also picked the wrong. Now, well,
I'll let you change. If you want to change, you can change a year. I don't mind.
Can I move Kessel to the lockout year?
Yeah, move him to the lockout year.
Beauty.
There's a lot of guys I like in that lockout year, so I'll allow that. So he was 11, 12. So I'm taking 13, 14 off your list, adding 11, 12. Wait, was it 13, 14 or 12, 13?
I had Kessel 2011, 2012, and I'm moving him to the lockout 2013 year.
Yeah, that was 2013, 2014, correct? Am I going crazy?
No,
or was it 2012, 2013? Okay, sorry.
There you go. So my 2012 pick, I'm going to go Joffrey Lupul, and I'd put him on a line with Austin Matthews.
That's a good pick.
Fell on a stick, so they say. 67 points in 66 games. Hell of a season, and then the wheels fell off the wagon on that one. I think they were in a playoff spot up until like 60 games into the season. They were in a playoff spot, I believe, around there. And then they just fell straight on their face, and they ended up drafting Morgan Riley 5th overall. So that was pretty cool.
I love that. Joffrey Lupul had a great year, helped out the team. We got a good player in Morgan Riley. So yeah, I love that pick. He would dominate that year. But again, note, left winger. Just to note, left winger.
Yeah.
You have 2 left wingers right now. So again,
Tucker,
I felt like there was
Lupul.
a glut of good left wingers. I feel like the right wing position lacked. But anyways, we will move on.
Yeah. There is one player that I don't know what you have for 04, 06, 07, 08, but if this player goes undrafted, that'd be a little bit disappointing on our parts.
For 06, 07, 08?
Actually, hold on.
I tell if I'm thinking of the guy you're thinking of right now, I'm drafting him, and I'm probably drafting him with my last overall pick because I think you've knocked out your years that you can draft him.
Oh no, I haven't, and I'm going to use it. Jason Blake, 2009.
Okay, all right. That's not who I was thinking of, but I like that one as well. What? I didn't write down Blake's position. He's a center.
Shit,
correct?
he's a left wing. Fuck.
Tell you, it sneaks up on you. It sneaks up on you.
I needed him though.
Yeah, fair enough.
That 09 year, 63 points, and obviously he wasn't the 40 goal scorer, but actually there was someone else. He's also listed as left wing. There's another guy right wing there. Anyways, I screwed up probably.
It's okay. It's okay.
Bad planning on my part. Don't care. Let's go. Jason Blake.
I feel like I did.
My picks are Blake and Lupul.
Both left wings, 11, 12, and 09, 10 were the years that you used up here. So
no, 08, 09.
08, 09. I thought you had Tucker 08, 09 though.
No, I had Darcy Tucker 06, 07.
Okay. 06, 07. So I have to add 08. I'm adding 09, 10 back to you. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so for my pick here, now I think we're reaching just about the halfway point of the draft. So we're gonna go 2 picks, and we're gonna take my 2 picks. And I'm buying myself some time here because this is where it starts to get thinner, right? I mean, I feel like I'm thin on D, and I know that there's not a lot of good D left. And I don't know if this is going to be considered a reach. But again, I value positional scarcity. I pretty much locked up my right side. I have my 3 right wings. I'm personally worried about those right shot defensemen. And I am going to go with a guy. I believe he was the captain of the team one year. I might be wrong. But I'm going to go for 08-09 Pavel Kubina. He scoff at
Captain of
me.
which team?
What do you mean?
Who is he the captain of?
I don't know if he was the captain of the Leafs. I don't know if he was.
Pavel Kubina was never the captain of the Leafs.
I don't remember if he wore an A or a C. He wore an A or C somewhere.
Oh, maybe.
Anyways, I think it was on those 10-11 Tampa Bay Lightning. Anyways, whatever. We're skipping on from that. 08-09 Pavel Kubina, 82 points, 14 goals. We got the hot stick, 40 points. 82 games, 40 points. I mean, give me that for a right shot defenseman. I locked up my second right shot. He's big guy, physical, 6'4", 258. He was a freaking unit. So give me Pavel Kubina because I think this will help my strategy down the road. I'm taking him from 08-09. So I got a lot of right wingers here, and I'm going to have to start picking off these left wingers.
Can I criticize that Kubina pick?
Go for it.
They dumped him the next year. He was making so much money.
Hey,
$5 million back in 09.
Fair enough, but listen, this is not a salary. If this was a salary cap, I'd be getting torched. We're not operating under a salary cap here. Fair point, though, that they did dump him. I'll give you that.
They dumped him. They got like, who'd they get? They got like nobody for him. They dumped him to Atlanta, so that's kind of funny. But anyways,
former Thrashers, though.
Yeah,
that's my second pick, or that's my first pick of this round. So I'm gonna loop back, and I'm going to look, and I realize I kind of just screwed myself because I probably should have taken him from the year before. Oh, whatever. We're just gonna roll with the punches here. This is definitely not the guy to take shit. This is me just buying myself time right now. This one might be a tough one. But, I mean, did this guy have a good 1920? Not really. All right. So here's the problem. Here, I'll talk through the dilemma I have going on right now.
Okay, go on.
So I have no left wings right now, and I think I need to shore that up at some point. Right? So maybe, you know what? I think it just makes sense for me to go for the obvious pick here. I'm gonna go for James Van Riemsdyk. Like that was a solid. You know what? Reunite him with Mitch Marner, and I am going to go for the 13-14 year where he scored 30 goals, about 31 assists. I don't know if he's ever gotten 31 assists in his career. I think that's the only time he's ever gotten 31 assists.
I'm looking at the 17 year. He had 33.
But yes, fair enough. So yes, so he had another season with 30 plus assists. Anyways, 13-14. Give me JVR. Helps me shore up that first right wing spot. He's probably going to play on a line with Mitch Marner, reunite the two. Probably put John Tavares in the middle of those two guys just for the fun of it, or maybe Nazem Kadri. We'll see how the roster shakes out here, but yeah. I hope you like that pick. I don't know if
no, you did. You kind of you stole that one from me. It's a good pick. Enough. That's a good pick.
I felt like you were. I feel like I maybe could have waited on it because, like, you know, there's the factor that you have 3 left wingers right now. Did I want to leave him for you as the last left winger? I mean, right? I don't know if I wanted to go.
I'm going with the strategy. Pick the best player that you think is there, or like the hottest commodity, we'll call it. But
fair enough. And
so you picked JVR and Pavel Kubina.
Yeah, 0809 Pavel Kubina and 1314 JVR. And you mentioned something there. You talked about picking the hottest commodity. Well, I want to quickly talk to our listeners about one of the hottest commodities of this summer, and that's Raycon. So if you are not going on vacation, summer is all about having a vacation state of mind. Whether I want to listen to Taylor Swift on repeat or I just need to retreat inside my own head for a bit, I love creating my own summer soundtrack by popping in my Raycon wireless earbuds and going for a stroll. There's so much going on all summer. Sometimes you need to just listen to some upbeat music and pump you up, or stay calm with some guided meditation. Personally, I love blasting Taylor Swift on the way home from the gym or from work, like Richie does in The Bear. That's my third Bear reference in a row, by the way. Let me tell you right now, Raycons are the best way to listen. Use earbud tap functions to toggle between 3 customizable sound profiles, noise isolation, and awareness mode. Raycons have a 32-hour battery life, including 8 hours of playtime, so you can listen to what you want, when you want, for a really long time. They come with custom gel tips for the most comfortable in-ear fit. They start at half price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And finally, Raycons come with a 30-day happiness guarantee, so you really can't lose here. Create your own soundtrack with Raycon right now. Rink Rat Report listeners can get 15% off. Yes, that's 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/THPN. That's buyraycon.com/THPN to save 15% on Raycons. Buyraycon.com/THPN.
I like the last one
your
that you did last episode where you were like, I like listening to Ryan O'Reilly and
Dallas
City
Green.
in Color or something like that. Dallas Green.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, City in Color.
That was a great one. That was a great one.
Taylor Swift. I had to throw in Taylor Swift because she's coming to Toronto. Where are my Swifties at? Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I can spend $500 much better. Talented artist, but not worth it. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, my 2014 pick I think is hotter than that one. I'm using the 2014 year. I think this is far and above his best year as a Leaf. Statistically, you might say a different year. I think 16, 17, but people that actually watched the Leafs every single day knew he was a product of Mitch Marner that year. And I'm going with Tyler Bozak, 2013, 2014. He was awesome that year. He missed some time due to injury, but he was phenomenal. I believe scored the shootout winner in the Winter Classic. Am I correct?
I feel like that's correct. You would know better than me, though.
Something like that. Anyways, Tyler Bozak, 13, 14. Now you're sharing your picks. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. I should.
All right, so now
listen, I like that pick. I was gonna wait on him a bit, thinking that maybe you'd kind of take your eyes off center because you got 2 off the top. But listen, that is a great pick. I was gonna round him out as my 4C, but I respect that. Listen, I don't know what else to say. I like that pick.
Now I need another pick, and again, the filibustering is phenomenal in this episode.
It's crazy. You'd think we'd be smart enough to be like making up our pick as you're picking, but it's tough, man. It's
tough. You gotta you have to think about who they're picking and then what year do you want to attack left? Like I have 2003, 2010, 2011, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 2023 as well.
See, I kind of dropped some bombs on you because I got our 4 best players for that 18, 19, 19, or 5 best players, arguably 18, 19, 19, 20, 22, 23. Kadri, Nylander, Tavares, Marner, 4 best.
You got Nylander, Marner. Yes, those are the true best ones. But yeah, I like how I have a 3-headed monster down the middle. I really like center depth. That was Kyle Dubas's whole purpose of bringing in John Tavares. You remember that?
Yeah, and then trading Nazem Kadri the next year. But yes.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, you are right. I have 1 right winger right.
I listen, it sounds insane.
Oh my God.
But it's such a weird thing. I just noticed I'm like, all these wingers are left wingers. I'll let you play them on the right wing. I don't care.
Yeah, but it's also like the way that Hockey Reference sets it out, like, isn't really that proper.
Yeah, listen, if we can fudge some numbers, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. So I gotta figure out. I gotta find a. Oh. Oh, okay. I have one. Let me see if did he actually play for the Leafs this season? That season I'm thinking of. Oh,
He
okay.
didn't play for the Leafs. Uh-oh.
No, he did, but he was traded from another team.
I'll give
But
it
then
to
he
you.
played the next season for the Leafs.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. If it was like a non-rental situation, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, so it was like a rental +1.
Rental plus
Right.
one, we'll take that.
Okay. From 2003, I'm gonna go with Owen Nolan because
That's a
I
great
need
pick.
a right winger for Austin Matthews. So
That is a
Owen
solid pick.
Nolan,
I feel like that's a steal.
not bad.
Because I didn't have access to him for the entire that's a guy who I lose access to because I already watched that year for my list here. So
You blocked yourself.
pardon?
You blocked yourself out on it.
I blocked myself out on it. But listen,
Happens.
I like the value I got on McGillney early on in the draft, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
All right.
But using
It's a
that
good
same
pick.
logic of blocking myself out, I'm gonna now think of ways I can block you out from guys. Excuse me
Oh.
for that sniffle, but so the first guy I'm gonna go with here, and I have no idea how this is working out so well for me because I'm somehow able to get guys at like their peak year. So I've somehow taken their years where they're not at their peak, but one of the years available I have for a guy is at his peak. So I want to go with Jake Gardner here. So I'm going to take Jake Gardner, and I'm going to take him from the 17-18 season where he didn't score a lot of goals. He only had 5 goals, but he had 47 assists and racked up 52 points. His highest point total in his career came in that, 17-18 season. So we're getting a lefty. My top 4D feel pretty strong. Listen, I have the stay-at-home defenseman in Pavel Kubina to support Jake Gardner. I got Caberlet and Brody as my 1-2 up top. I feel comfortable with this team so far. So the next guy I'm going to add, again, might be a. I don't know if it's a reach or if it's. This might be a bad pick. Might get roasted for it, but this is one of the guys in those horrible years that you kind of just. I don't know what the saying is, but just sniffle your nose at. You're just like, I can't believe I have to pick these guys, but I'm going to take.
Turn your nose at?
Turn your nose. That's the saying I'm looking for. I'm looking to take Mikhail Grabovski to round out my center depth. Chances are I miss a really good center, and this might be a mistake. But listen, I like having a good point scoring, skill first fourth line. What better way to round it out with the 2010, 2011 Mikhail Grabovski, where he scored 29 goals and 29 assists, racking up 58 points in 81 games for the Leafs here. Give me Mikhail Grabovski. Sorry for that cut, guys. Just going to bring us back in here. I was taking Mikhail Grabovski, and then I'm not feeling the best. Going to put everything aside and just say my nose started running, and we had to cut it. I had to go blow my nose. It was brutal. So I got myself some water. I got some more tissues. We're going to be good. I've been trying to sneakily do it off screen, but wasn't working out so well. Anyway, so just to recap who I picked here, Jake Gardner, lefty, 17-18, Mikhail Grabovski, 10-11. Piz, you're gonna roast me for Mikhail Grabovski? You like that pick,
No,
right?
I like Mikhail Grabovski. It's a good pick. What year did you do Grabovski again?
I took him from 10-11.
10-11.
Yes.
So that was he never really had. I don't know. So his worst year with the Leafs, like,
Ironically,
was the
not that
lockout year, but
year,
like,
but he played so well in the playoffs, and like
he played with a lot of heart in the playoffs. Hell yeah.
yeah,
And then they had to move him for David Clarkson. But so you said 10-11?
Yes, 10-11.
29 goals, 58 points. No, that's a great one. I shied away. I'm going to be honest. I'm a coward. I shied away from Jake Gardner just because I made that post and I put it on Twitter, and I put it on Instagram, and I put it on TikTok. People on actually everywhere. I got roasted for that. It got
For what?
so many likes. It got like thousands of likes on each platform, I want to say. Maybe not Instagram, but thousands of likes across the platforms. People were like, is this a joke? Do you know anything about hockey? Are you serious? Is this satire? This guy sucks. Roasted.
But it got
I
likes.
understand that. They got a ton of likes, but I got
What?
roasted. There was no nice on TikTok. If you check, there are no nice comments.
But I feel like that's just TikTok. There's no nice comments on TikTok.
There's also
ever.
nobody that knows hockey on TikTok. They're a bunch of morons. So,
All right.
anyways, that's why I shied away from that one. I'm a coward.
Fair
And
enough.
during that break, I had to take a look. I had to do some research. Hockey Reference doesn't really have the best position.
Eligibility.
Yeah, here. So I had to look it up, and I clarified that this player is in fact a right winger. I believe I had to actually watch videos of him to triple check. But Clark MacArthur from 2010, 2011, his 62-point year. Your Grabovski pick actually reminded me of it simply because they played on a line. Kuhlman, Grabovski, MacArthur. They were very good. I believe two of the three of them had over 60 points. And the Leafs were not that good. Actually, that was the year. That was the first Reimer year where they went on a little run. They got hot once Reimer got called up, but ultimately it was not enough. And well, why is that? Well, when Phil Kessel's centerman is Tyler Bozak, and Tyler Bozak has 32 points that year, minus 29, you're not going to go too far.
Fair enough. Listen,
Yeah.
that was a good pick. What year did you take him from again? 10, 11?
Yep.
I love Clark MacArthur on this team. Again, I feel like these guys were underappreciated in their era. Listen, maybe I'm just looking back at it. Yeah, our team sucked. I'm gonna look back at it with rose-colored glasses, though. I feel like these guys would have been more appreciated in the analytics era. I feel like they would be those guys who had some decent underlying numbers. Where if you had those numbers that we had back, like right now, back then, you probably don't buy out Mikhail Grabovski. You probably don't dump Clark MacArthur, right? Because I thought those guys played well in those 13.
And they lost
years.
Clark MacArthur to free agency. He was kind of okay. I just wonder if they put them in the right spots. I don't know. We didn't have the best coaches during those times, but yeah, Clark MacArthur. So I have another pick. Do I not?
Yes, you do. You have the little wrap around here, and I believe you have 3 right wingers, 3 left wingers, and 3 centermen. So you have only
and I have 2 defensemen.
2 defensemen. So you have 3 forward spots to fill out. You got 2 defenseman spots to fill out, and you got 1 goalie spot to fill out.
Okay, how's this for one? 2019, he had so many goals that it took him 4 seasons to match that goal total that he got in this one season. He was a 5th place Norris vote, and I believe it was the year actually another Leafs defenseman won the Norris, if I am not correct. Am I? I am correct on that one. And I'm going with Morgan Riley's 20-goal season.
This is the steal of the draft. And this is the guy who I was talking about. I was talking about him earlier where I blocked myself off from his good seasons because that 19-20 season, right? I messed up taking Tavares 18-19 because that 19-20 season was the year he got hurt. Mm-hmm. And he didn't play a lot of games that year. So I would have been sacrificing a hurt Morgan Riley on this roster. So I wasn't able to pick Morgan Riley, unfortunately. I still like Caberlet better than him. Maybe I'm crazy. But listen, that 20-goal upside, pretty good.
So you want to hear something funny about that Morgan Riley pick? When I was picking McCabe, I was like, damn, I'm sacrificing this 06 year. Like, should I really be like, I have Morgan Riley's 20-goal season on the board here. Like, I went back and watched some of the goals. Half of them were just like grenades chucked from the points. And they ended up in the back of the net. But like the other half, like 10 of them were like great jump ups into the play. And
I feel like that's you think about more when you think of a Morgan Riley goal as him jumping up in the play like that. But
Yeah.
I
And you
mean,
want to hear the crazy other stat that I have, and you can go and look up your defenseman, Thomas Caberlet there, for 06 or 07, but look at their even strength point totals compared to their power play point totals. Brian McCabe had 68 points in 73 games that year, 19 goals. He had 13 power play goals, and he had
that's crazy.
45 power play points compared to 19 even strength points.
That's
He had
crazy.
6 game winners, though.
Absolute PP merchant. I feel like that's what you had to be back in the day, though, as defense to score points, because they didn't really like allow you to jump up in the play. It was hard to score points. So different NHL.
Defensemen just sat on the blue line.
Sat on the blue line. It's such a dumb concept when you think about it, but
yeah.
Anyways, so you went Clark MacArthur as your right wing there, 10-11. You took Morgan Riley lefty, 19-20. So
no, not 19-20, the year before.
18-19.
Yep.
18-19. Sorry, I have 19-20 on my mind because I'm going to pick a player from 19-20, and I think I've held off of this long enough, and I didn't want to get stuck without a goalie, and I think this one made the most sense. So, listen, I'm going to go with Frederick Anderson here, right?
1920?
Yep.
Oof.
Didn't have a great year. Listen, he did not have a great year. But
there's like 3 good Leafs goalies, and you picked one of his lesser good seasons.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'm going to change that to 17-18. I'll switch it up.
So it's open. 17-18 is open, and you chose the worst season. 17-18, he was awesome.
I took Jake Gardner. It's not. I have to take him 19-20. I have to.
Oh, that sucks.
Literally his worst season as a Leaf. But I mean, like, who else am I gonna get? I have all those, like, the last 5 years I've burnt. I have every single year from now until 15, 16 burnt. So
I hate that pick. I hate that pick so much.
I have to because, like, I don't know what else I was gonna do. I feel like I should have sat on him and wait.
It's not even like, if I can't play, I'm taking my ball and leaving. You lit the ball on fire.
Listen, I needed to get Frederick Anderson in there, and listen, he didn't have the best season. He had a 908.
He didn't have the best defense in front of him too. He did have like Riley, who was playing hurt that year. He had Tyson Barrie. He had Cody Ceci, and then he had Jake Muzzin. So finally, after a while, they finally addressed it. But yeah,
so not the best, but what are you gonna do? So that locks up my 19-20 year. The years I have remaining are 15-16, 14-15, not pretty years. 12-13, another not pretty year. 11-12, 07-08, and 05-06. I feel like I got some value, guys, on that 05-06, 07-08 year potentially.
05-06.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking 04-05. I was about to say, picking a guy from the lockout year. Turns out I'm the idiot.
I have the 05-06 year, and I have the 07-08 year, and I'm going to take a player from the 07-08 year, listed as a right winger here, and I believe that's my last right winger I'm going to take. 07-08, and we are going to take the Russian right winger, Kazakhstani right winger, Nikolai Antropov. And we're going to take him from the 07-08 year, 56 points, 72 games. Spike year for him. Played really well. Oddly enough, he's never played a full season, which I never knew until now. But yeah, judging by your reaction, you like that one?
Yeah, Nick Antropov was great.
He was
Which year did you say you took him again?
07-08.
07-08, 26 tucks, 56 points. Yep. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I don't know what else to say.
That is my last right winger. Before we get into your picks over here, I have 4 right wingers, 4 centermen, one left winger. Yeah, 1 left winger, and then I have 2 right defensemen, 2 left defensemen, and a goalie. So I need 2 more defensemen. I need 3 more left wingers, which is kind of funny, and I need 1 more goalie.
All right.
Who do you got next?
So I'm going to fill in one of my garbage years. You took a big boy there in Nick Antropov. So I'm going to have to take one of the units. He was traded that year, but it's 61 games. You got to give that to me this year. 2010.
I'll give these to you.
Alexei Ponikarovsky.
Okay. I like that pick. Another guy I had circled on the team.
That's a guy also when you look at like his I think it's his even strength numbers from that year. Oh, I've actually got Alexei Ponikarovsky on the Leafs from 2007, 06-07 to 09-10, led the Leafs in 5-on-5 points. That was my note I had.
I like that. Led league in 5. That's kind of crazy.
Led the Leafs, not the Leafs.
Leafs. Oh, I thought you said the league. I was going to say. Jeez.
Not the league. Another one. What early years do you have available? Because
I have 05-06. I'll just tell you the years I have available. 05-06.
You have 05-06 available.
Yes, I have 09-10 available. I have 11-12 available. I have 12-13 available. I have 14-15 and 15-16 available.
Okay, so I'm going to hold off on saying anything because there's one player from that I was going to talk about. I was going to brag about because I was looking up some previous Leafs rosters and such. But anyway, so I have 15, 16, 17, 18, and I have 3 lines of forwards. I have 3 defensemen though. So
you got to
really
shore up that
be
back end.
Now I've really done it, haven't I? Because Riley's off the board, Gardner's off the board, and these were like the Leafs' worst years. Or I've got a Hail Mary in my back pocket here.
Let's hear it.
And I'm really hoping he played during some of these years. Come on, baby. 2015, 55 games played, traded that season. I get that one, right?
Yep.
I don't care what he did. I don't care what he did in Nashville, but Cody Franzen.
That's a good pick.
Right shot defenseman to
That's
pair
a great
with Morgan Riley. Oh, that was a Hail Mary because I had a bunch of junk.
What year was he again? Sorry, I'm
2014, 2015.
15. Yeah, that's a good one. I sat on that for too long. That's on me. That's on me for leaving that on the board.
14, 15, they had an all right year up until like January. After that New Year's game, the Winter Classic, they just fell right off.
Yeah,
and good on management on noticing that before.
Yes.
And trading off all those players. So
I appreciate that. So, and I believe, I remember Randy Carlisle. I was in English class and he got fired. And I looked at my phone. I'm like, yes, finally. So excited.
That's funny.
One of those core memories.
Good one, Randy. Good one.
Good one, Randy.
That's a tough one. So those are my 2 picks, Ponikarovsky and Cody Franzen.
I like those. Cody Franzen and Ponikarovsky. What year was Ponikarovsky?
2010. Yep.
09, 10. Now you just basically got the top half of the board left to go. All right here?
Yeah, but I'm staring down 2016. That's the issue. But you're up.
Yeah, I'm looking at 15, 16 here too, and it is not pretty. Again, we earned, I'll call it earned. We earned Austin Matthews this year. I watched way too many games this year. I should not have watched, but
yeah, same.
I mean, I'm gonna have to listen. You know what? It's a tough year, but I'm just gonna pry. Oh, but if I go left wing here, my D suck. My bottom pairing defensemen suck. Yeah. This is so tough on me. This is so tough. You know what? I'm just gonna back myself into a hole here. So I'm gonna go Leo Komarov from this 15-16 year.
All-star Leo Komarov.
All-star Leo Komarov from the 15-16 year.
Okay,
so
good pick.
Left winger. Again, I told you I had to shore up that left side.
Yeah.
And then That gets rid of him. Now I got to figure out. I have the rest of my team planned, but I'm kind of stuck on D. It's so painful. It's really, really painful. So I don't know if I'm gonna get the best year out of this guy. Oh, maybe this is just nostalgia for me too, but I guess. I'll sit on the I'll sit on the defenseman for a bit. I'm gonna go back to 09, 010 because I see you also have that on the board, and I'm gonna take Nick. Oh no, you don't. You picked Ponakowski. I missed that. So I'm gonna pick Nikolai Kuhlman from that year.
Nikolai Kuhlman from 2009, 2010.
Yes. Not
Yeah,
listen,
that's good.
not the best year for Nikolai Kuhlman. Definitely were other years that I could have taken, like the 10-11 year, which was a lot better. But if you look at this 09-10 team, not the best. Coleman had 16 points or 16 goals, 20 assists, 36 points in 78 games. I mean, give me I got a couple Russians here. Give me those Russian connections. That's all I can come up with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was on the up and up, and then after that, I don't know why the Islanders signed him to so much money.
That was crazy.
That was insane. Crazy. Him and Grabowski just got paid so much money, and it was just so obvious that they were such bad contracts. But yeah, I'm looking at these Leo Komarov splits for like months. So in the year that you picked them, 5 points in 10 to start, then 9 points in 14 games in November. December, 11 points in 12 games for Leo Komarov. And then 6 in 12, 4 in 10. And then after that, 1 point in 8 games in March with a -7. Just a full press for Austin Matthews there.
I love that.
That's kind of funny. So am I up?
You're
up now?
Yeah.
So I can. So which years do you still have on the board? So I got to take a.
So I have 4 picks remaining. That's I believe that's correct. I do as one goalie remaining. I have 2 defensemen remaining. I have 1 left winger remaining. I have 14, 15, 12, 13, 11, 12, and 05, 06.
14, 15, 11, 12, 05, 06, some of that?
Yeah, 14, 15, 12, 13, 11, 12, 05, 06. You should have 22, 23, 19, 20, 17, 18, 16, 17, and 15, 16.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So I need to take a look at.
And I believe you have your top 3 forward lines locked up.
Yeah, and then one from my bottom here. Do I go with it? I'm just trying. Okay, we got to go back to the list here. My ultimate Leafs goalie rankings. Go back to what I got. You stole the second guy on my list. So you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the best one available. Probably not even the best one available. I'm just looking at it, and I think it's gonna be funny. I'm gonna go Ilya Samsonov, 2023.
I think that's a good pick for what you have left on the board. Honestly, that's a really good pick because I don't know who you would take from this 22-23 roster that hasn't been picked yet. Simple as that.
Yeah. The issue, so like what I was looking at, and I was like, like maybe I go Jake McCabe, but I can't do that. It's not fair.
I would have allowed
especially the same thing. Ryan O'Reilly, no, it's not fair. It's a rental kind of thing. You can go Bunting, I guess.
Yeah, you could. You could have gone Bunting. That's fair. I feel like maybe Bunting was a bit of a snub here on this list, but
I don't know. This was his lesser good year of the Leafs, right? I could have gone Giordano. Played well during the regular season. That playoffs kind of taints him. Yeah. On defense, it's. I'll scrap elsewhere. So Samsonov. And then for 2016 in that garbage year, I'm going to go Pierre Alexander Parenteau, who for some godforsaken reason was not traded at the trade deadline that year, and he is a right winger.
That's a great pick. He had a crazy
run through crazy year. I mean,
run through that season. That was a crazy year.
What do you mean run through that season?
Oh, like what his points? Then you got like
41.
41 points. But he was playing on one of the worst teams in the league.
That's true. He also had Nazem Kadri led the Leafs in points that year with 45. I think Parenteau had 8 more 5-on-5 points than him. So something to note there.
One of the dog day years before we had AM. So
yeah. Something happened the next year with Parenteau where it was like the Islanders signed him but put him on waivers or something like that.
I could
and then
see
he bought his kids Islanders jerseys with like Parenteau on the back, and then he like took them back and burned them and got them New Jersey because he went to the Devils and he got them Devils jerseys because he was so pissed off. He wasn't expecting it. He had a 40-point season the year before, and then he gets
put on waivers.
Waived. Yeah, crazy. Also, just shows how garbage the Leafs were that year.
They were really bad. They were really bad.
Samsonov and Pierre-Alexandre Parenteau.
I feel like I have a sneaky pick from that year that I'm going to save as my second last pick. But for this little wraparound here, I got 2 defensemen that I need to draft. So I'm going to shore up my pairing. And I'm going to start off with Leafs legend. And I'm going to take his 2011, 2012 year. I'm going to go for Dion. Former Leafs legend.
Last 2. Yeah. Okay.
Listen, I only had so many drafts to pick from, and I don't know how this worked. This is his highest point total as a Leaf. 44 points. He got 12 goals in 82 games, 32 apples. Obviously, the shortened season, he played well as well, but probably he prorated would have had more points. But 44 points, I'll take that in a heartbeat, especially from my 4th line defenseman. So, and like I said, the left side defenseman locks up my last LD here, and I think I might reshuffle how I position my defenseman. But I'm gonna have to look at this roster as a whole once I am finished with it. And I've just realized that I have 2 left defensemen written down, so I'm going to filibuster because I had all my picks planned out, but I'm gonna have to change this pick.
You can put one on the right side. You've given
okay. I'm gonna go Carl Gunnarsson. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm just gonna put Carl Gunnarsson on the right side.
Well, Gunnarsson and Phaneuf played together,
right? Didn't they? That's what I thought. That's
they did. Yeah, they did.
Okay, so I guess Carl Gunnarsson had the ability to play. I don't know if Phaneuf shot left.
They 100% were pair.
Right? I had a feeling that was the case, and that's what I was going off of. So I'm operating under assumption that those guys are my pair. So I'm going to take Gunnarsson from the 12-13 year. Listen, he didn't have the best year. I think I believe he had 15 points in 40-ish games. Let me just find him here. 15 points in 37 games. Not bad. 14 assists, 1 goal. Listen, he's not going to score for you, but again, a decent defenseman. Stay at home. Solid. Stick beside Dion Phaneuf's side and provide me those dog minutes on the 3rd line of this.
Do you remember what Carl Gunnarsson was traded for?
I feel like he was traded for like a 1st and a 2nd, something bananas like that. No?
Carl Gunnarsson?
Yeah.
You can put up Hockey DB right now, and you can try to go back and see. I believe he was traded for Roman Polak. It was Carl Gunnarsson and a 4th for Roman Polak, and there was some sort of salary retention in there too.
Yes, you're right. I don't know why I thought he got traded for a 1st.
What a stupid trade.
You want some fun trivia? With that 4th round pick, who was the player drafted? Hint, it was in 2014, and the player was drafted by the Blues.
2014?
Yes.
It was a 4th round pick?
Yes.
It was it Ville Husso?
It was Ville Husso. Good pull.
Bad, huh?
Good pull. And the reason why
you asked, then I was like, okay, it's going to be someone on the Blues, 95, 96 born around there, 2014 draft. And I was like, and I've also probably looked at that trade 400 times.
Yeah, for sure. And you're probably just like logged out of the mind. And it's funny because the reason why I thought Carl Gunnarsson was traded for, I don't know why I thought, I was thinking of the Cody Franzen trade where we got a 1st for him. We got a 1st for Cody Franzen. And like a bunch of
Franzen and someone Santorelli, I want to say,
Something
for
like
a
that.
lot.
Yeah, we got
Like
like a lot. Like
Leipzig was in that trade too.
yeah, prospects and picks. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we weren't actually filibustering there, but we probably should have been. But I
Yeah.
have my last 2 picks picked anyways, because you have 3 picks remaining: 19, 20,
Yeah.
17, 18, 16, 17. Who you got?
I don't know. I'm so stuck. I have 2 defensemen remaining and a center. And all of these years, I'm just going to be honest, like suck.
Yeah,
Like Zach Hyman when did Zach Hyman ever play center? He's listed as a center. I swear
that's
to God, he's
crazy.
never
That's
played
crazy.
center.
No, that doesn't count. We're not like, we
No.
know he's a left wing. But if you want him to play center, we can play center for you.
No, he would. No.
I also
No,
think, didn't Clark MacArthur play center too? Am I crazy? I'll let you switch that one.
I don't think so. No, and
Okay,
I don't
maybe
want
not.
to. Absolutely don't want to there.
I just thought I'd maybe open up a winger spot for you to draft another guy, but
Like, who are these defensemen I have to pick from? Polak, Hunwick, Zaitsev. His 36-point year, though, even though
you know what?
he was dashed 22 that year.
Hey, power play points are still points. They don't look
Yeah.
any different on the box score. I guess they do, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So I'm like Eric Fair. Is he my 4th line center? No. Oh my God. I've
There's one guy
really
who
backed myself into this one.
actually, I don't know if we would allow. I don't think you're allowed to take him because he was a. The problem was the Leafs traded for
Brian Boyle?
Yeah, for centers.
No. And like there's Placanitz who had 4 points. He had that good stretch in the playoffs that kind of saved us. But like
Because he
honestly,
was our second line center because our other center got suspended. Yeah, you're in a tough spot here.
Like I could go like Jason Spezza 1920, but then I have no D. Actually, it's a tough one. It's gonna pain a lot of people to say. I think I've ragged on him in this episode, but like just looking at what I have nothing here. So I'm gonna have to go Tyson Barrie. 1920.
That's fair. I'll allow that.
Best you can do. I mean, Justin Hall, someone's gonna put a gun in my mouth. So now I have a center and a left D, and I have 17, 18 left.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm gonna have to do. You know, I don't think it's that bad. Let's take a look. Oh, well, he played 37 games that year, and he played all 7 playoff games. It's tight in terms of if you give it to. I mean,
I'll give it to you.
So my thought process is it is between Travis Dermott's rookie year, his first year, or Ron Hainsey.
Oh my goodness.
Dermott was only playing 16.
If he's going to be your bottom 6 pair, or sorry, bottom 3 defenseman, bottom 3 pair, I think you got to go with Dermott here. No, play him against softer competition.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Hainsey.
All right, go Hainsey. That was
Ron
for
Hainsey, Stanley Cup champion, and that was in the 2018 season.
18 season.
My issue is now I have to pick a center from the 17 year that is not Tyler Bozak, that is not Austin Matthews. Played third line
you're
center.
so screwed. You know who the heck are you gonna pick? You got to pick like Peter Holland. I don't even think he was on the team that year. No disrespect to Peter Holland.
I think he played 4 games. Who else played center this year? Oh my God. What were the lines in 16-17?
So wait,
it's probably the dumbest if you just take that clip. Us wondering that. But anyways, it's your pick, so you're up.
It's my pick. I got 2 picks back to back because you're closing out the draft here. So make sure you have this pick recorded. And you took Tyson Barrie from 1920 and Ron Hainsey from the 17-18 year. Listen, I need a goalie and I need a left winger. I messed up. So I am going to ask if it's okay to audible one of my wingers to the other side. I'm going to ask to audible William
I've
Nylander to the
audibled
left
like
wing.
19 times, so you're
Okay,
up.
so I'm audibling William Nylander to the left wing. And I'm going to save that right wing pick for the last pick. I'm going to go for my goalie. And I think I got a steal here because I got Jonathan Bernier from that 14-15 season where the Leafs, I feel like we talk about it on the podcast way too much. And because Piz, you like to talk about it, not like too much, but like, again, something that happened like 7 years ago. He had a 9-12 save percentage in that 14-15 year. Based on the goalie that I have in front of him, Freddie Anderson, the year I got him, I will take that year from Jonathan Bernier any day of the week. Any freaking day of the week.
15-16 Jonathan Bernier.
14-15 Jonathan Bernier, 9-12 save percentage.
Oh, 14-15. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
A little bit better.
I said 15-16. I meant to say 14-15. But again, I needed a goalie, backup goalie to fill up. And listen, since that year, Jonathan Bernier has been a solid backup goalie, never dipping below 900 save percentage. Is that good? I don't know. Backup goalie, I'll take that though. So give me Jonathan Bernier to back up the fragile Frederik Andersen. And for my last pick, I would be remiss. If we did a Leafs draft and left off one of the most legendary Leafs personalities in the history of this organization. You hear him every day from 4 to 6 on Overdrive. I am going with O-Dog as my last right winger on the 05-06 team. I mean, I'm shocked you didn't take Jeff O'Neill here. I know he only played 2 years with the Leafs. I got him for his worst year because of how I drafted my team. He had 19
Tucker
goals.
and McCabe those years.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. You got those, but I got the memes. I do it for the memes, okay? So he had 74 games, 19 points, 19 assists, 38 points in 74 games. Like, I don't know how you don't anchor O-Dog on your first line with John Tavares and Mitch Marner, two of his favorite players. Like, give me that content. I love that. Give me O-Dog. That's my last pick.
All right. Good pick.
You like that?
Good pick. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out like what were the who was the third line center for the Leafs in the 2017 playoffs? I cannot figure this out.
A good question.
Because pretty much my pick is going to have to be them, unless it's Leo Komarov, in which I can't pick him because you already have. I have nobody.
I feel like he was.
Who, Komarov?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I feel like I remember him playing center for way too many games. You need the 16-17 year.
Yeah. And I need a center.
So Brian Boyle, you can't take. Eric Fair. Oh, you know who you have to take, and you're not going to like it.
Frederick Gauthier?
I think you're going to have to take Freddie the Goat.
He played 21 games.
That might be more than any other centerman we got on the board here for you.
Who's on my playoff roster? This is so bad.
It's hilarious that they have Nylander, Marner, all listed as center.
Everyone's listed as a center.
Hyman center. Go Zach Hyman. I'll give it to you.
No, he's not a center, though. It's egregious. I can't put him center.
And the guys who actually played center aren't listed as centers.
Which guy?
Oh no, Leo Komarov is listed as center. I lied, but yeah, you're kind of stuck here.
So bad.
You're stuck here, my friend.
We're gonna have to go back and figure out what happened.
No. I'll let you take Brian Boyle because he's the same amount of games played as Frederick Gauthier. How about that?
Because I literally have nobody.
Yeah, you literally have no one else to take.
So if we were to list point totals from each of the years that you got the players, well, actually my Nolan one is 12. So that one's
fine.
Whatever. But yeah, I have to go Brian Boyle. That sucks.
That's a good enough pick.
Poor management. Anyways, on the note of your Jonathan Bernier pick.
Yep.
I was trying to find it. I couldn't. I believe in the last like month or so of the season, they were rotating him and Sparks. Sparks had finished the year with like an 880 save percentage or something like that. Jonathan Bernier went on a hot streak. A hot streak. He had a 940 for like the last month or so of the season.
I remember
In like a
you
decent
always
sample
bring that up.
size.
I remember you not
He
always, but
was
like you. It's
incredible.
just a weird stretch.
I mean, yeah, it was just the worst thing that could happen to Leafs management. And the other thing, so you picked from the 14-15 year. So just looking at Hockey Reference and you go to the coach, they list the coach and the coach's record for that year. Listen to this one. Randy Carlyle, 21-16-3, comma, Peter Horacek, 9-28-5.
Oh my goodness. I feel bad for that guy.
I
feel bad for
Horacek. Did he ever coach after? I don't think
he did his job. Like he fully did his job. He knew what we were trying to do there when Randy Carlyle got fired.
I don't know if he knew. I mean, could have just been like a Jerry from Parks and Rec type situation where they're just like, who's going to lead us to the worst record by accident?
You,
Petey Horacek.
I like
but
it.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. I have the numbers here. Last 9 games played, Jonathan Bernier had a 936, 5-4 and 1 record, or 5-4 record. Not bad. 38 save shutout against Detroit. Not bad, huh?
Give that to me. That's my backup. Are you kidding me? That's my backup. So.
Yeah. All right. So we got to read out the rosters.
Yeah. But before we do, I just want to remind everyone that if you haven't heard already, it's Smooth Sack Summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from pubes to bum. That's right. This is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. The leaders in below the waist grooming are making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code RINKRAT. That's RINKRAT. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code RINKRAT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with code RINKRAT, RINKRAT, at manscaped.com. It's Smooth Sack Summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind.
I've not heard one bad thing about the Manscaped products from anyone. They've been amazing. I'm so good at podcasting. Yeah. You told me to do that ad read there, and I just had no clue.
No, I didn't tell you. I knew we were gonna forget, so I just instantly jumped in. And,
yeah. I fully forgot.
It's all good. Don't worry. But yeah, let's recap the teams.
You're up first. What's your team look like?
Okay, so the problem is I don't really have it in let's call it positional order.
That's okay.
So
do you want me to go first while you put it in that? Or
yes, please.
Okay. So I have 2012 Joffrey Lupul, centered by 2022 Austin Matthews. And on the right wing, I have 2003 Owen Nolan. On the left wing, on my second line, I have 2007 Darcy Tucker. At center, I have 2008 Matt Sundin. On right wing, I have 2013 Phil Kessel. Third line, I have Jason Blake, his 09 year. Tyler Bozak at center, 2014. I have Clark MacArthur, 2011, third line right wing. And on my fourth line, I have Ponikarovsky, just an empty hole pretty much. Brian Boyle. No diss on Brian Boyle. I didn't have anyone to pick.
That's fair. As a Leaf, I mean,
PA, we're not supposed to pick rentals, and I just literally had to. And then PA Parento. And then my defense are Jake Muzzin, Brian McCabe, not Jake McCabe, Brian McCabe, Morgan Riley, Cody Franzen, Ron Hainsey, Tyson Berry, and in net I have Ed Belfour and Ilya Samsonov. And you're up.
That is a stacked team. I like that a lot. Not bad at all. So for me, I feel like looking at my forwards, they're not as good as I thought they were. But I mean, I feel like I messed up not taking any of the left wingers at all. So my left wingers definitely feel light.
I'm gonna take all the right wingers from you.
Listen, I got stacked right wingers though, and I incidentally moved over one of those right wingers to left wing. Anyways, starting off at the top, we are building a strong first line with John Tavares, Mitch Marner, and James Van Riemsdyk. Now, I feel like logically that doesn't really make sense because they're JT and JVR kind of do similar things, but whatever. We're going to throw that out the window.
That's fine.
The second line, I had to put McGillney alongside William Nylander. I feel like those two guys together in today's NHL would be fucking electric. And I'm centering them with Nazem Kadri. That's such a fun. That's like in my head. That's such a fun line. That's like that's a fun line. Third line, I'm sticking O-Dog with Nieuwendyk. And I'm gonna put Komarov there. And then fourth line, we got the Kulemin, we got Grabowski, and we got Nick Antropov. For my defenseman, first line, Caberlet, Brody. What a pairing. Second line, I'm going to stick Pavel Kubina alongside Jake Gardner. And then the third line, we're reuniting Dion Phaneuf and Carl Gunnarsson. Goalies, we got Frederick Anderson, Jonathan Bernier. That's the team. That's the squad.
2020, Frederick Anderson.
2020, yes. I have Frederick Anderson in his worst year as a Leaf. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second worst.
Let's say his worst year. Probably his worst.
No, his second year. Second
worst. Because the COVID year was
the
way
next
worse.
Year he was way worse. He just fell apart as a human. But that's okay.
I have his worst year where he actually played games.
Exactly. Yeah. So I liked this.
Yeah,
this was a lot of fun. We're going to try to compare point totals between the two rosters again. See who did what here. I had something else I was going to say. I can't remember. Anyways, this is a long episode for the summer. Sorry about that. But this is a good one. I like it.
If you're looking for hockey podcasts, this is the one for you.
Exactly.
What's up? Go for it.
This is the one. Guys that we didn't pick somehow. So we have Gary Roberts, I don't believe was selected.
Gary Roberts was not selected, and I burned his years by taking Nieuwendyk and McGillney Nieuwendyk and McGillney.
Yep.
Sorry.
So Gary Roberts was not selected, and then Kyle Wellwood had one good post lockout year.
Yep.
Ian White led Leafs defenseman in 5-on-5 points from 2007 to 2010. So that could have been a pick there. Sneaky little
that's
offensive third pairing defenseman, right?
Yeah.
Not bad. Matt Stajan had some good years.
Another guy I was looking at.
He had to play above what he was, but he had some good years in there, I would say.
Took O-Dog instead for the Beams, of course. Did he not play on
maybe. No, he did play. I can't remember how good he was. His better years were like 08.
Yeah.
And then he was traded in the
08, 09, or 09, 10.
He was traded to Calgary in the Dion Phaneuf trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Anyways, trying to think who else. Robert Schwela, 04, I think it was. 45-point defenseman there. So that was another one. In terms of goalies, James Reimer was not selected.
Yeah, that's an obvious one.
That
Jack Campbell, if you count that, like shortened year, like
even 2022, it was okay, right?
Yeah.
James Reimer lockout year, that would have been a good one there too. So those are my honorable mentions. I probably missed one. Someone's probably screaming at the radio.
Zach Hyman, honorable mention from lockout year.
Michael Bunting. But think about it. If you pick Zach Hyman or Michael Bunting, like you can't pick
Morgan Riley, William
guys.
Nylander, Mitch Marner,
right?
Right? That's why I was just like, let me get these guys. Let me get the core group right now, and I'll figure out the rest. Because I didn't want to be stuck where you were at the end trying to find that shitty 4C.
I have no 4C. We're just going 11 and 6.
Yeah, you're suiting up for 4C
and 2 goals. But anywho, anything else you got?
That's it for me today.
What an episode. Thanks everyone for listening.
Go Leafs go.